Hello, I'm McGarry. I am the author of On Camino Once More, 7 Keys to Embrace the Freedom of Joy. Have you ever wondered why some moments on the Camino stay with us forever? Why even after the blisters have healed and our journey has ended, some memories continue to fill our hearts with joy, with warmth and gratitude? Over the next 3 short recordings, I'd love to explore that with you. Together, we'll discover different ways of finding joy, not only on the Camino, but on whatever Camino life is inviting us to take today. In our first session, we'll explore what joy really is, why it matters so deeply, and how the Camino offers countless opportunities to experience joy through the people, places, and the unexpected gifts we encounter. The next 2 recordings will turn our attention inwards and explore how joy can be cultivated from within through the qualities of mind and heart that can help us walk with greater freedom, peace, and purpose. Whether you've actually walked Caminos many times, or you're planning your first pilgrimage, or simply finding yourself navigating one of life's many journeys, I hope that these reflections will encourage and inspire you. So, what is joy? Joy is much more than happiness. Happiness can often depend on what's happening around us. Joy is, however, something deeper. It is a quiet, enduring sense of spiritual gladness, connection, and aliveness that can remain with us even when times are difficult, such as grief, uncertainty, or physical exhaustion. For me, this deep joy is often found while walking Camino alone in nature. There's something profoundly healing about the rhythm of walking, the beauty of the landscape, and the gentle invitation just to simply be present. Joy can also arise through a deep connection with another person or living with a sense of purpose that is greater than ourselves. Often, we recognize joy not only in our hearts, but in our bodies. A lighter chest, an easier breath, and a quiet sense that we're living in alignment with who we really are. Joy is important. Joy gives us strength. It has been described as an emotional shock absorber, helping us to remain resilient when we're faced with life's challenges. Joy doesn't remove the hardship, but it does help us to carry it. Joy is wonderfully contagious. Think of pilgrims who notice somebody walking alone and invite them to share a meal or part of their day's journey with them. It is in these simple acts of kindness, trust, and connection are born. Joy is also good for our health, eases stress, supports our immune system, it lowers our blood pressure, and reminds us that our bodies are safe enough to rest and heal. Perhaps most importantly, joy protects us from despair. It gently widens our perception and reminds us that beauty, goodness, and kindness are still there. They still exist, even when life feels difficult. Finding joy around us, well, the Camino overflows with moments of unexpected joy. Sometimes it is the pilgrim who walks beside us for a few kilometers, sharing stories that somehow arrive exactly at the right moment we need to hear them. I'm reminded of the beautiful Irish proverb, Ghirin Birth Boher. Translated, this means 2 people shorten the road. The distance doesn't actually become shorter, of course, but the companionship and the conversation and the shared experience make even the longest journey feel shorter and lighter. Then we have the wonderful Camino angels. Perhaps you've experienced these for yourself. A simple table on the hot stretch of the Meseta plain, lovingly prepared by volunteers with fresh fruit, water, oftentimes a smile of encouragement, appearing just when you needed it most. Such simple generosity can lift both the body and the spirit. Then there is also the beautiful rhythm of hearing the words Buen Camino. These two simple words can be exchanged countless of times each day, and each greeting quietly reminds us that we're part of something greater and that we never are truly alone. And then there's my favorite Camino moment. When you walk into a restaurant alone, wondering where you're going to sit, only to have another table of pilgrims beckoning to you, smiling at you and waving you over, saying, "Come and join us." A simple meal becomes a celebration. Strangers become companions, and for a little while, the whole world seems like family. These are the moments that remind us that joy is often found in the simplest acts of kindness, connection, and presence. Thank you for walking with me today. I hope you will join me for the next recordings where we'll begin to explore how to cultivate the deeper, lasting joy that comes from within, a joy that can sustain us on the Camino and throughout every journey life places before us. So, until then, buen Camino.